All right, we are going to simplify this rational expression, okay? And you know what I call a rational expression, right? It's just a big fraction. So what we need to do is we're actually going to find the factors and we're going to reduce the factors, okay? We're not dividing. It says simplify. The denominator is already factored as much as possible, so that's x minus 5. But the numerator right here is a trinomial that I can factor. So what I want to do is I want to turn it into two binomial factors, and then I am hoping that one of these will cancel with this one. Okay, so my guess is that one of these is going to be x minus 5. Now you can use that to try to help you factor this, but I'm not going to guess. I like to factor this thing right here by using the AC method. Okay, it is a trinomial, 1, 2, 3. It does not begin with a 1, and there's no greatest common factor out of all three. So I'm going to use what's called the AC method, and you can think of air conditioning, right? A, B, C. And if you think of air conditioning, you got to say, man, that is cool. Okay, AC method is the cool way to do it. So A times C is 3 times 5, which is 15. Now, AC method is the same thing as factor by grouping. And what we're going to do is use all of our factor pairs of 15 to try to get this middle term and split it up. Once we split up the middle term, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can use our factor by grouping. So let's list all the possibilities. It could be 1 and 15. Let's see, 2 times, no, 2 doesn't work. And then 3 times 5. And does 4 go into 15? No. Back to 5, and then I'm done. Looking at these two pairs, do either one of these add up, okay, because it's a plus right here. Do either one of these add up to give you 16? Why, yes, they do, right here. 1 and 15. So they have to be the same sign because it's a plus, and since this is a minus 16, they're both going to be negative. So this is going to be negative 1x minus 15x, and that gives you the negative 16x. Okay, factor by grouping will only work if you find the right pair of numbers. If you tried to use these two, 3 and 5, it's not going to work. So let me write down my trinomial now. I have 3x squared minus 16x plus 5. Now I'm going to use the AC to split this up right here. I'm going to have 3x squared minus 1x minus 15x plus 5. And now I have my 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I have my 4-term polynomial. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go and I grab those Spider-Man colors. Going to be blue and red. Blue and red. Factor by grouping, I make my two groups, all right? And of course, it just makes sense. You group the first two, and then you group the second two. Looking at the first group, the blue group, what do they have in common that I can factor out? And it's going to be an x. I factor out the x, and I'm left with 3x minus 1. Okay, that comes from that. I always want to drop down this minus. So when I look at my red group, the thing that I'm factoring out is going to be a negative. Look at the red group. What's the greatest common factor there? And it's going to be a negative 5. And when I factor that out, I'm going to have 3x minus 1. Now, am I happy? Yes, I'm very happy, because this and this are the same thing. And we made that happen by picking the correct AC pair. Okay? So here's my big smiley face. I am happy. One more step. If I take the 3x minus 1 out and bring it out in the front, you'd see I would be left with, take out the 3x minus 1, I'll be left with x minus 5. Okay, so my GCF now is 3x minus 1, and here are my factors. 3x minus 1 times x minus 5. Now my prediction was correct with that x minus 5. All right, that's what goes back into my original problem. This trinomial, I factored it, and my factors are going to be 3x minus 1 and x minus 5. All right, so factoring is the long part of this. Now, let's reduce. You see anything that reduces? X minus 5 reduces, and I am left with a 3x minus 1, and that's my answer. Simplified. All this stuff simplified down to this. Nice.